Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. This is working. I'm going to hang up. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, pause, stop. Hi, everyone. Hope you guys are having a great day. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but we are trying a Zoom call this time. And I am here with my mentor and friend, Delane Ross. So thank you so much for joining. Delane is a senior Strong First kettlebell instructor. So she is very well knowledge in everything that has to do with kettlebells. So I wanted to bring her on to share some great tips on the importance of strength training, how to make kettlebells simple and I guess easy in the eyes of a beginner, and some really great tips on how to stay active throughout the holiday season. So thank you, Delane, for joining.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Yay!
Finally, Victor.
So first off, let's start out with the importance of strength training for any type of level. What would you say for people that are just kind of starting out? Like, why do they want to lift weights, or why do they want to pick up heavy things, and how will that benefit them in the long run?
Well, it kind of goes back to where the term Strong First came and how it came about, because the longer version of Strong First is you can be anything you want, a mom, a weekend warrior, a professional athlete, but be strong first.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of what Strong First means by that is it's really empowering to be strong, and being strong will make you better at being everything else. And it's really empowering not to have to ask someone, to change the water cooler. Like, it's not about putting up big weights in the gym as much as it's about just making life easier every day.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Excuse me. That's a really great explanation. So for people that are just getting started with any type of strength training or kettlebells in particular, where do you recommend they start?
First of all, don't get overwhelmed. You don't have to completely change your lifestyle. You don't have to completely change. The whole day doesn't have to look completely different just because you decided to become a fitness person. Or,
right.
People are like, oh, I'm not a fitness person. Well, you don't have to be.
Mm-hmm.
Start out doing, maybe just walking first, or going to the gym and just taking a class. If you don't know, that's a big thing, is people just don't know where to start. And instead of just showing up at your commercial gym by yourself, not knowing, like, take a class, or if it's not cost prohibitive, hire a trainer, even if for a short amount of time, just so you get a little bit more comfortable and just aren't overwhelmed. Because a lot of people, I think, are just so overwhelmed that they don't even start, or they show up and then they're embarrassed and they leave, and then nobody is benefiting. So just find a way where it's not intimidating to you. And there's 100 different ways you can start, but the most important thing is just start.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. So for people that have never done kettlebells before, what would you recommend as the first exercises for them to start with? The weights? I know I have my recommendations, but what would you recommend?
Well, okay, we have this joke. I was talking actually to Catherine about this, talking to you about this earlier. We have this running joke that someone says, okay, I'm teaching a kettlebell workshop this weekend for beginners. And they say, well, what are you teaching? And we say, oh, swings and Turkish get-ups. And then someone say, well, I'm teaching an intermediate workshop. What are you teaching? And they're like, presses, snatches, some squats. And then I'm teaching an advanced workshop. What are you teaching? Swings and get-ups. So it begins and ends with swings and get-ups. And I'm going to have a link to a video. If you don't know about kettlebell swings, it'll be a video of that. You can just learn what it is, why it's important, how to do it, and then kind of a follow-along workout if you want it. But that's the strength and cardio component of the foundation kettlebell exercises. The Turkish get-up can look really intimidating and scary, and if you don't understand it, some people think it looks like a stupid human trick, which it's not. If I could do one exercise for the rest of my life, that will be it, because it's rolling, standing, kneeling, things that we just don't do, especially, sitting at a desk at work, or sitting in traffic, or watching TV on the couch. We just lose that mobility, and regaining that rolling, standing, kneeling is what's going to keep us younger. Really, it's what's going to keep. If an elderly person could learn how to fall, they would add years to their life. So being able to keep that movement is, I sound like a infomercial, but I believe everything that I'm saying. Like,
I agree.
Being able to fall and roll and get back up is what's going to keep you young.
Independent, all that stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. So obviously that's one of the main reasons why you love kettlebells, but what are some other things of why you kind of fell in love with the training with kettlebells and why you've stuck with it all these years?
Well, let me preface this with, I don't think it's the only way at all, but it's my preferred way. I feel like if you pick up anything heavy, you're going to get strong. Like that's that simple. I love the barbell. It's just that, if I'm sitting in my office trying to get some work done, I can't just get up and like load up a bar in my living room and like throw up 3 sets of 5 deadlifts. It's not going to happen, but I can be like, oh, I have a 10-minute break between calls. Let me do a get up or two on each side and do that all throughout the day. That's how I get my workout in these days. And because you don't have to, bodybuilders do that leg day, back day, arm day. It's not like that. It's training your body as a unit, the way we pick up things in real life. The word functional training gets overused, I feel like, but the way you pick up a kettlebell and get down in a squat and the way you get up and down off the ground is the same way you're going to get up, is the same way you're going to get up and down off the ground and open presents with your nieces and nephews over Christmas. Like the stuff you actually use every day. And it's just convenient. You want to go to the park, throw a couple of bells in the back of your car and go to the park and get a workout in. So that's why I like it. But if you like something else, I'm not one to say that something else is bad. That's just why I like it, because it's just efficient, effective, and convenient.
Right. Absolutely. I 100% agree. So in terms of the holidays coming up, obviously Thanksgiving is around the corner, holidays, Christmas, all that good stuff, and people get kind of overwhelmed with all of the holiday stuff going on. What are kind of some of your best tips on how to stay active and focused and trying to stay on track throughout the holidays so January 1 comes and you're not like behind the 8 ball?
Right. I feel like a lot of people have that easy out, and I'm guilty too. Like, oh, well, Thanksgiving's coming, Christmas is coming. I'm just going to wait until January.
Right.
Well, honestly, like most of the battle is just showing up. And if you look, call yourself an athlete, like we're all athletes. So if you look at, say, I don't know, what sport right now. Okay. Look at like, football. I'm not going to say Cam Newton because that's where you are. Look at Matt Ryan. Like the way Matt Ryan is training right now is not the way that Matt Ryan was training 6 months ago. It's not the way that Matt Ryan was training 8 months ago. Right. So you can't go hard 4 or 5 days a week, every week, week in and week out. We're not designed that way. Professional athletes don't do it. Like there's no way we can do it if Matt Ryan can't do it, right? Sorry, I'm in Atlanta if you guys don't know that. That's why I picked Atlanta's quarterback.
That's fine.
But although Cam is my fantasy quarterback for you, Charlotte.
Thank you.
But yeah, so just showing up is the most important part. So if you can build into your schedule, I prefer, I'm going to have a kettlebell on my car when I go home for Thanksgiving next week. And my mom uses them, so she'll have a couple of lighter ones too. She's almost, but you don't even need bells. Planks, push-ups. I'm sure Catherine has plenty of programs that are on the go, travel, bodyweight, crawling. Oh my gosh, crawling is one of the best things you can do. So if you can consistently build in even 15 to 20 minutes, 3 to 5 times a week during the busy season, like you'll stick with the habit. You don't have to go all out and set PRs and do all these amazing feats of strength.
Right.
It's just not the time you're here for it. It's your off season, and treat it that way. And you need rest, and you need family time, you need recharge, but just show up and keep showing up. And that way, when you show up in January, the same time frame, you'll just work a little harder. So that's my advice is just stay with it. Just, give yourself a little bit of a break.
Right. Give yourself a break, but not a total break.
Stay in the habit, but like, I feel like taking a walk today instead of, doing 1,000 burpees.
Exactly. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share about training with kettlebells? I mean, obviously, like you said, starting out, swings and Turkish get-ups are a great tool to start out with. But anything else that you'd like to share about why people should try it?
Well, I'm a big fan of trying anything that sounds like a good idea. Right. You don't like it, you don't like it. But I feel like I hear it a lot as a trainer is I'm going to get shape to start working out with you. And that just doesn't make any sense because that's never going to happen. You're never going to do it. It's just an excuse, So start slow, start with the basics. And again, so swings are strength and cardio, get-ups are strength and mobility. If you just did those 2 exercises, you'd be way above average as far as general physical preparedness, especially in America where we sit all day. So if you only did those 2 exercises, that would be a really good start. And there are times even in my training 12 years into it where I'll take 6 weeks off and only do swings and get-ups, and then everything else gets better. And so just don't overcomplicate it. Don't be intimidated by it. And just try it. It's honestly like 45 minutes 3 times a week. That's what sold me on it to begin with my work schedule. And then I was just hooked. So instead of, an hour walking on the treadmill, trying to do an hour body pump class or something, just do some high intensity interval stuff for 20 minutes. You'll get better results, and then you'll have more time to do other things.
I highly agree. Good point. So with the free guide that you are going to share, that is going to be an intro to swings and get-ups, am I right?
Well, it's actually kind of tied into your holiday plan, because it's what I'm going to be doing next week when I'm traveling for Thanksgiving. So if someone is brand new, it comes with a tutorial on swings, because it's not really an exercise you want to jump into without some guidance, whether it's from a video or from a trainer. So it breaks that down, but it's basically just a 5-day workbook, and 2 of the days are stretch, take a walk, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday workout, with Tuesday, Thursday being what we call active recovery. So moving, but not doing a workout. So that's what it is basically. It's just a work you take with you when you're traveling, or not when you're traveling time, but that's how I'm going to be using it next week.
Okay.
And it's 1 bell, 3 days, pretty simple.
Awesome. So for people just starting out, do you still recommend in the kilograms, but like a 10-pound or 15-pound, or what do you typically see?
Oh, this could be a whole different.
I know, it's a loaded question.
I know. Okay, so what is the right size bell? The answer is the one that makes it better. So as a general rule, I start men with 16 kilograms, which is 35 pounds, and women with 18 kilograms, which is 8 kilograms, which is about 18 pounds. And that should be sufficient for swings and squats. Or heavier. Presses and the slower exercises might take a longer time to move up. But 8 kilograms or 18 pounds, 35 pounds or 16 kilograms for men. But the thing is, if you don't go heavy enough in some of the exercises, you don't have that aha moment to where you have to do it correctly. It's kind of hard to explain over, video versus showing someone in person. But if it's too light, it's almost as detrimental as it's too heavy. Like, it's not going to hurt you, but you're not going to be using the right muscles and get the benefit. So, but let me put a caveat, like, always stay light with get-ups until you have it. And then there's always a time to go heavy, but not for a long time with get-ups.
Right. So even start without any weight, right?
Should start without any weight, for sure. So that piece is going to be much lighter for a long time, but the other ones you can pretty much move up quickly. If you're pressing and you don't have to squeeze your butt, you're not going heavy enough. I know that sounds weird, but you're trying to do full body. So
Good point. Well, I'm excited to see this free guide. And if anyone has any other questions about kettlebells, feel free to reach out to Delane or myself. We both have online programs that I won't really get into the details of all of that, but definitely if you have any questions over the holidays about the guide or whatnot, feel free to post on this link below them after I post the video. So hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend. Thank you, Delane, for joining.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. And I'll see you next time.
Bye.